Hello sleepyheads, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Remy and I make ASMR videos. For today's video I'm going to tell you a little bit about my birthday week. So many of you know that my best friend came to town. She got here on the 11th and we had several days of fun together and we jam-packed them with fun activities. We hadn't seen each other in 2 years, so let's see. So on the 11th she arrived and I drove and picked her up from the airport and we went immediately to her hotel because, you know, she was 3 hours ahead. Her body was 3 hours ahead. So she wanted to get in early and unpack and have a restful first night. And we ordered food into the hotel. We got some vegan Thai food. She's very, very respectful, like more than I would ever expect. I didn't finish that sentence. She's very respectful of my veganism and to a greater extent than I'd ever reasonably expect. She makes a point to not order anything that isn't vegan when she's with me. She has in the past, but this trip I don't think she ate anything that wasn't vegan except maybe a salad. Like she bought items at a grocery store to take back to her hotel room and eat that weren't vegan, like half and half and a chicken salad. But she especially won't eat non-vegan foods in my apartment or in my car. This is entirely her idea. This is without being asked. And it's just one of the ways that she shows respect for my preferences, lifestyle, beliefs, and she's just wonderful about things like that. She's very considerate, very respectful as a person across the board. And then we just stayed up for a few hours, eating on the floor of the hotel room and catching up, cracking each other up, just enjoying being in a space together for the first time in 2 years. And then we went our separate ways, and the next morning I picked her up and we just went to the grocery store for that grocery run and got her some seltzers and some cold brews, different things to keep in her hotel refrigerator so that she'd be comfortable. And we also picked up some drinks and snacks to supplement what I'd already picked up for a birthday party I was having in the park later that day. And then we got ready for said birthday party. And I just had it outside so that everyone would be comfortable, very casual, very low stakes. I encouraged everyone to bring lawn chairs, folding chairs, things like that, blankets. And I just had a big tub of ice and drinks, hard seltzers, hard kombuchas, some Modelo's, some specialty beers that my partner picked up for his friends at their request. Then we had some bottled Bellinis. I'm laughing because we ended up with way more than we needed because some people weren't able to make it. But yeah, we also had champagne, little bottles, so much stuff. And the only snack we had was popcorn. And people were drinking a lot and then really going for the popcorn. We wished that we'd actually gotten more snacks because we realized people were drinking a lot more than we expected because there were so many drinks per person, like just the ratio was different than we thought it would be, and people were enjoying that. It was a warm day. It was in the midst of the the recent heat wave. So, yeah, lots of drinks. And not all alcoholic. We also had lemonade, seltzer, all kinds of things. So, we just had a wonderful afternoon, spending time with friends. And if you haven't seen already, I don't know if it will make it up before this video, but there will also be a video, if there isn't already, of me showing you what I got for my birthday, specifically at that party, because there's yet another video of what I got in the mail from my sister. So yeah, that was a wonderful afternoon of just spending time outdoors with friends until the sunset. And then my best friend and my partner and I went and got ramen. We went to downtown and got some vegan ramen and ate it in a kind of indoor-outdoor area. My friend had expressed a preference, a boundary going into our time together, going into her visit, that she did not want to eat in an indoor restaurant. Indoors, in a public space. So no indoor restaurants, just patio spaces, open air spaces, and even like obviously takeout. So we tried to be respectful of that as we planned. I planned a lot of the trip, a lot of her visit ahead, just to make good use of the time together, and because I was so excited. So confirming which stores were open which days, planning out which restaurants we would order out from which restaurants we would order out, and things like that. And trying to make sure that things lined up in such a way that we weren't, that we weren't lined up in terms of how we booked and planned things around the Super Bowl and Valentine's Day. It was just a busy week in general, so it was a pretty chaotic time for my friend to come to Los Angeles. Lots of people were descending on Los Angeles for a completely separate reason, for the Super Bowl. We did not realize when we were planning our time together that the Super Bowl was not only happening that same weekend, but also was happening in Los Angeles. Sorry about this car. We just were woefully out of the loop. Like, it's so funny that none of us knew that. My partner didn't realize it. I didn't realize it. My best friend didn't realize it. So, shows you that football is not super important to any of us. So yes, we wanted to make sure to line up all our plans correctly, make sure we were taking into account Super Bowl crowds, parts of town that were going to be super busy, making sure that we had our groceries, got our groceries and got drinks for the party at times where stores weren't going to be, flooded, inundated with Super Bowl shoppers, getting what they needed for their Super Bowl parties. It was it was a very busy time to have a birthday, and also in the middle of a heat wave, so the weather was unusually warm, and that also meant that lots of people were out. Like the park we were in for my birthday was packed. It still felt safe, like there was a breeze and it was outdoors and there was enough space between each party. It was a big park, but each group, not everyone was having a party, but each group. But still, you were like, wow, every possible spot is taken. And people were doing Valentine's Day or Galentine's Day celebrations. It was really cute. Everyone had turned out for Valentine's Day. This was just the 12th, and everyone looked adorable in the park that day. It was a Saturday, and we even saw a company set up a beautiful tent with rose petals and all kinds of sweet touches for a Valentine's Day surprise for a couple. I think one member of the couple had ordered it, had arranged for it. So that was really fun to watch from our own gathering. And then let's see. So yes, we went and got ramen that night, and then went our separate ways. We were really tuckered out. And the next morning, I picked up my best friend. My partner went to a Super Bowl party for the day. I told him ahead of time, I was like, make your own plans for the 13th, maybe some Super Bowl plans, even just to be with friends, even though you're not big on the football aspect of things. His arm was actually in a Super Bowl commercial because he didn't realize when he'd filmed a commercial that they were going to use it. They were going to cut something together for the Super Bowl, for a Super Bowl ad, a Super Bowl spot, and his hands and his arms made it in, so that was cool and unexpected. So he was at a Super Bowl party all day, and my friend and I had a date day, because anytime one of us visits the other and our partners are involved, we always make sure to set aside time for just the two of us. We went and we got 1 hour foot massages at my favorite place at like 10 in the morning, and then we went vintage shopping. That was a whole thing. I can't wait to show you all in a future video what I found and tell you more about that experience specifically. But we spent like 5.5 hours in this one part of town that's great for thrifting and vintage shopping, and yeah, we were just having a ball together. We never get to shop together, and we stopped for a long lunch, so that was part of that time as well. Sorry, that was a bit of a whisper. And our plan had been to go out to dinner, like a nice dinner date, the two of us that night. We were so tired, so white. So I drove her back to her hotel, and we again ate in. We got some burritos, also from a vegan place, again just because she just does that without even asking. And then we parted ways. The next day was Valentine's Day, and we what did we do? Oh, my partner had a surprise for me, and my best friend was involved as well. They'd been corresponding, they'd been in cahoots about it, so that she could get a ticket as well, and they took me really to the museum, the Academy of Motion Pictures Museum, and I talk about that in another video as well because it was one of my gifts from him. That was so fun. Yeah, we had a ball. We really needed more time. Truly, there was too much to see. And so then things got a little sad. Very sad actually. I found out on the way to the next thing, my best friend and I were going to sit and have some creative time together, bounce around some writing ideas, because we really want to collaborate, and the idea of just having time to do that is so special, so fun. And we can do it long distance virtually, but we just hadn't yet, so it was a very exciting prospect. And we were going to go to a coffee shop with our computers and do that kind of an outdoor, a big patio area, and do that for a few hours. But I was super hungry, so we decided that we were going to stop and get a quick. So we decided we were gonna stop and get a quick light lunch because we had a nice dinner planned. We had reservations. And on the way to the restaurant, just, we went to a very comfy, like one of our regular spots, just for something easy and relaxed, and knowing that there would be outdoor seating. And on the way, I found out that one of my partner's friends, well, I don't know how to phrase this, but someone with whom my partner and I were both friends died on the 11th, and we didn't find out about it until the 14th. And it was really shocking and really upsetting. Hold on, let me check. It's quite a cliffhanger, but let me just make sure I'm not going to be late for tutoring. So yes, we lost someone last week, and not like one of our best friends, but definitely a community member, a peer here in Los Angeles. And it was really shocking and really upsetting, and I'm definitely going to take time to discuss it properly, not divulging too much about this person, but kind of, the circumstances and what it brought up for me about death, and my ongoing struggles with death acceptance and just grief. So I think I want to give that its own space in a future ramble when I've had a little more time to process our friend's passing. But that definitely changed the energy. It impacted the rest of the day, the rest of the week. It's still having an impact. And we both felt kind of sorry for my friend who was out of town. I mean, she was fantastic about it, and a wonderful person to have around when you're going through something like that, and unexpectedly. So yeah, it was more just like the timing of it, and that it was definitely darkening our time together, our precious time together. The time she had taken to travel and be with us, be with me, and also with my partner, with whom she's also friends. So yeah, we ended up having dinner that night with two of my friends here in Los Angeles who just hit it off with my best friend so much at that park party that I decided to see if they were available for Valentine's Day dinner, and called and changed the reservation from 3 to 5, and it worked out happily. And it was nice because we were already going to do that. They were already invited to join us by the time we heard about our friend's death. So we were looking forward to being with people who had also known him. They both also knew him. They were from, we all met in the same community. And sorry, it's so loud upstairs. Well, so loud down here because of what's going on upstairs. So we ended up cutting short. My best friend and I ended up cutting short our creative time, sadly, but we still had some, and that was really nice and exciting. We felt like we were onto something, and we just had fun discussing, sharing ideas. And she said that honestly, amidst all the travel and the events of the day, she probably wouldn't have had energy for the 2 hours we'd originally scheduled. So that worked out fine. And we went home and we did a kind of turnaround and got ready for the evening. And then we went to a park. There's a lake in Los Angeles, a man-made lake. and you can take little pedal boats out onto the lake, and at night they're all lit up with string lights, kind of Christmas lights, and the boats are in the shape of and the boats are shaped like swans. So I thought it would be very romantic to take my two favorite people, to take my best friend and my partner out on this lake for Valentine's Day for the sunset. And it was magical. And I've done that with my sister before when she's been in town, and I've done that many times with my partner, and it's a lot of fun. I've never done it at night though, with the lit up boats, with the lit up boats. It's especially magical. So we just got to spend an hour on the water together and then pop back out and make our dinner reservation. We went and we got vegan pizza, and this couple, sorry about the sirens. So then we went to dinner and got some vegan pizzas, some drinks, and some vanilla ice cream at the end. And I think the other couple, the other two friends, got some Brussels sprouts, just a nice spread. And it was all vegan because, my best friend, again, eats vegan when she's with me, and those other two friends are a vegan couple. So, yeah, a nice vegan feast. And then we all shared, my best friend and my partner and I shared a baked potato pizza and a spicy pepperoni. Very good. And then we went our separate ways because we knew that the next day, our last full day all together, was going to be so busy. So we woke up and my partner and I coordinated getting my best friend from her hotel, and then we all went to brunch together at a vegan friendly place that has lots of breakfast options, or like classic brunch options. So you can get vegan chilaquiles and vegan eggs benedict, huevos rancheros, pancakes, whatever you want. So that was wonderful. My partner got the breakfast burrito with soy riso. I got the soy riso benedict with potatoes instead of fruit on the side. And my best friend got, similarly, got the California benedict, the vegan California benedict. So I think, is that what they're called? Eggs benedict with like avocado and vegan bacon, or vegan pork, or vegan ham, something like that. And then we all went all full, like we planned to eat a lot so we wouldn't spend too much at the park, and we went to Universal Studios Hollywood and went to Harry Potter Land, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, I should say. And the studio tour, we went on the backlot studio tour. So fun seeing movie sets. And we rode all the rides in the lower lot, or the lower park. And the Harry Potter rides, we rode some of them several times. It was so cold and drizzly. The park was practically empty. Not really, there were a bunch of people, but it doesn't amount to much. When you're walking through different sections, you can access rides pretty quickly. The wait time is only like 5 minutes often, and for some of the Harry Potter rides, we were just walking right up, So much so that I pushed it because we had no, mandated or mandatory, no obligatory wait times. So I got really nauseated because we would just do one ride after another. We went to Ollivanders. It was all wonderful. I don't do well with drops, and I made the mistake of doing the mummy ride. So I cried a little bit during, not after. Like after I'm fine, but during I'll start crying and screaming. Yeah, so that was so fun. I'm gonna check onto your ring one more time. One moment, please. And after the park closed, we went to a vegan ramen shop. It's technically vegetarian. I think some menu items have eggs, but for the most part it's very vegan friendly, and the real attraction for me is that they have an extensive menu of vegan sushi. Sushi is one of my favorite foods on earth, and I don't like just doing whatever pittance people think qualifies as vegan sushi because it's a cucumber roll, an avocado roll. No, I used to really love sushi before I went vegan, so I'm looking for like spicy tuna and spicy tuna tempura rolls and crunchy salmon and all that good stuff. So this place had that kind of vegan sushi, the gold standard. And we got way too much. My friend treated us. In general, she's so generous, and I think she wanted to take me to dinner for my birthday, or maybe because we'd taken her to Universal, we'd gotten her ticket. But regardless, she was already spending so much to be out here with me, and so on top of everything else, to have treated us to this feast, this glorious feast of vegan sushi. And I was feeling very greedy, and I also wanted to show her this vegan shop, this little vegan grocery I love. So we stopped there on the way home too, and picked up some vegan cheese, like a brie, and then a really sharp Chardonnay cheddar, and some crackers, and some chocolate bars. If you've seen my Christmas videos from that company Go Max, we got a Twix and a Snickers, and then she also got some goodies to take home to her partner from Los Angeles. She took him home some crunchy vegan caramels by a company called Cocomel. You probably also saw some of their products in my Christmas haul. And then we took our treasure, back to my apartment and had a nice dinner in and watched my favorite movie, That Thing You Do. And that was very exciting for me because there's nothing more fun, in my opinion, than watching. It's probably a lot of pressure for the other person, but I love watching someone I love experiencing something I love for the first time. It's never going to be new to me again, that movie. So watching someone discover its adorableness for the first time, it's a wonderful feeling. It was a treat on top of many treats, a cherry on top moment. But we didn't get around to finishing it because they had a surprise planned for me, my partner and my best friend, and they did a kind of scavenger hunt game around my apartment. You'll hear more about it if you haven't already. I don't know when that video is going up again, but a video in which I show you the things I got for my birthday. I also talk about that they left these little cards all around my apartment. It was so sweet. It was like a big birthday week finale, and they really wanted to do it the last night at the end of things as a kind of goodbye, and the big firework display at the end. So I opened my gifts then. I also told them that growing up it was a big thing in my family to open your presents at the end of the day. So figuratively speaking, at the end of the trip, it also worked super well. And after that really special sushi dinner, so I know I'm trying to be very mysterious about when my actual birthday is, but the last supper of the trip, it worked really well. It just worked really well and really mirrored, kind of echoed what happened in my household growing up. My mom would make you your birthday dinner and then you'd open your presents privately, not like at a big party, but with family. And so yeah, that was my preference. I forgot to say that on my birthday morning, I had cinnamon rolls. Just, out of the can or out of the tube. Because that was something I really liked to do growing up in lieu of a cake. I was kind of iffy about cakes in general. So that was a nice little touch. And yeah, it was a wonderful week. And we were all so tired, so drowsy. We couldn't finish that thing you do. My best friend was like, "Don't you want to finish the movie?" And I was like, "I do, but I can't." Because we were going to drive her back to the hotel. So it was nice that we saved all that stuff for the last night because some of the other nights didn't feel as formal, or my partner was off at the Super Bowl thing. That was the perfect night to do everything, the grand finale. And then we dropped my best friend back at her hotel, took ourselves home, and went right to bed. I was so tired. My partner said goodbye to my best friend that night at the hotel, just outside the hotel, in the hotel drop-off area. And then the next morning, I picked her up, and I was very schlumpy. That like morning after a party, I feel like, I don't know, this isn't probably that gendered, but like girls after a night out in sweatpants and hair a mess and just like getting where they need to go. It's part of the fun together. I think it feels gendered because sometimes women will like really turn out together to go out, My partner does too. He always looks great, but that experience of getting ready to go out and having the big process of getting ready and then being out and enjoying being out and being done up. And then sometimes the next morning, the contrast is really funny where you're like, I did it. It's done. Now I'm just going to shuffle around in my flip-flops with my hair in a messy bun, whatever. So I picked her up and we went and got us some matchas, and some, she wanted some carbs so that she wouldn't get nauseated on the plane, and good thinking. We thought we'd have a lot of extra time to get to the airport or get to, near the airport early, near LAX, like some nearby neighborhood like Marina Del Rey. We thought we'd get there early and have some time, but traffic was horrible because obviously a lot of people were leaving Los Angeles that day, but we didn't expect that. It had been 3 days since the Super Bowl. That was the day of the Super Bowl parade because Los Angeles won the Super Bowl. Again, went totally over our heads. We didn't plan for it. It took me a really long time to get home. But we had time in the car to process the trip together, to talk, and that was one of the best parts of just being able to be together, was to have time to just really sit together and talk. We both talked about how, yes, all the plans were fun and a lot energetically, but like we made a lot of fun memories that really stand out from one another, but we both would have also been happy just sitting together for 5 days straight, just being together. So yeah, those last few moments together were hard, bittersweet, but really nice. Say what you will about Los Angeles traffic, but gives you extra together time when you are carpooling or when you're, driving someone to the airport. She was going to use ride-sharing apps like Lyft or Uber to get around, but I was pretty adamant. I was like, the least we can do is shuttle you places, and it gives us more time together, you know? So that was nice, and we were on the same page about that. So yeah, I made so many memories I know are going to be with me forever. I felt overwhelmed with gratitude. I've missed her so much, and it was just a really lucky, happy thing. After having a COVID birthday last year that was nice, like wonderful because of the effort my partner did, the effort my partner put into making it special in spite of the circumstances. But, you know, the shadow of life pre-vaccines and the having a birthday after so much time quarantined. Obviously, we've quarantined again since then, but that was the tough birthday, you know, as many of you know, as many of you I'm sure also experienced around a birthday in the time of COVID. That was the tough one. And this year I just felt like I made out like a bandit, you know? I couldn't believe all the different things I was getting to do with some of my favorite people. So yeah, I'll treasure it forever. And I rushed through this because every single thing we did has many stories, you know, like a lot happened within each event, and I could ramble endlessly. Some funny things happened on our thrifting day, and I obviously want to talk more about the death of our friend and unpack that. So there were many opportunities for like branch off rambles, tangents, but it's not even tangents, but just going into greater depth about all these activities and, you know, the memories therein, the memories made therein. So I'm sure I'll circle back. Many times down the line to, you know, tell you memories, tell you specifics as they occur to me. But for now, I just wanted to share a little with you before I forget just like the chronology of things. Because I'm sure a lot of the memories will stand out forever, but sometimes just remembering like the itinerary is fun for me. Remembering where you went, what you ate, what you wore, what you did. These all function as nice memory aids and just really vibe with my way of thinking. You know, my way of remembering things. I really like to remember things as specifically as I can. So, yeah. So thank you all so much for watching and listening. I hope you get lots and lots of good REM sleep, and as always, I hope all your dreams are sweet. Bye. If you are new here, my name is Remy, and I make ASMR videos. For today's video, I'm going to tell you a little bit about my birth. Oh shit, this is hard. For today's video, so we woke up and